Hello my lovely viewers, good evening and welcome to Eugene TV. Let's take a look at this question, and of course this question is based on oxidation number. The question reads, what is the oxidation number of manganese in MnO4 negative? What is the oxidation number of manganese in MnO4 negative? First, let us look at what oxidation number is. We already know from our basic chemistry that oxidation number simply means that the charge that an atom is carrying, or it is simply the charge that an element carries. And that is simply based on the number of electrons that an element can either lose or gain. Alright, so let us solve this problem. We say solution. Alright, now let me give us two rules for calculating the oxidation number of any element in any molecule, whether the charged molecule or the neutral molecule. We know that the sum of the oxidation number of all the elements that make up a compound is usually equal to 0 if that compound is neutral. That is number one. Number two, if that compound or if that molecule is a charged one, the sum of all the elements that make up such a molecule is usually equal to the charge or the overall charge that that molecule is carrying. For example, in the case of MnO4 negative, the charge of MnO4 negative here is simply -1. So when we add the oxidation number of manganese and that of oxygen, everything will be equal to the overall charge that this particle or this molecule is carrying. Alright, so that is the basis of which we are going to build upon. So let us see how we solve this problem. Let's see how we solve this. It's very, very simple. Okay, so we say that MnO4 negative, everything will be equal to -1. Why is it equal to -1? Because the overall charge of this ion here or this radical here is -1. Even if we do not write 1 here, the minus here simply means that it is -1. Alright, so let us say that let the oxidation number, for the purpose of our study here, permit me to use capital NO to represent oxidation number. Let the oxidation number of manganese, remember manganese has the symbol capital Mn. Okay, let the oxidation number of manganese be, let's say we call it X. Okay, so because we don't know the oxidation number of manganese, we decide to call it X so that we can solve and get the value. Okay, we say that X, which is the oxidation number of manganese, and we don't know, we add to the oxidation number of oxygen. Remember, the oxidation number or the charge of oxygen in most of each common compound is usually -2 or 2 negative. Because oxygen is found in group 6, it requires 2 electrons to complete its outermost shell. When once these electrons are acquired, it will acquire a negative charge. Look at the structure of oxygen is such that if you have oxygen to be atomic number 8, the first shell should take 2 electrons. The second shell should take 6 electrons, and they should be arranged like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, the second shell of any element usually will need up to 8 electrons to complete or to be stable. So oxygen will achieve that by acquiring 2 electrons. So once these 2 electrons are acquired, let's say 1 electron enter here and another one enter here, it is now going to carry a charge of -2 because the number of electrons in an oxygen ion is now going to be more than the number of protons by 2 units. That is why you see us writing oxygen. So it definitely means that the oxidation number of oxygen in most of the compounds, especially in this case, is going to be -2. But remember, in this ion here or in this radical here, there are 4 atoms of oxygen. So we multiply it by the number of atoms of oxygen that are present there, and then we equate it to the overall charge of this ion here. So let us remove this, gives us space. Okay, let's go on. So we say X plus -2 times 4 is still going to give us -8. We close our bracket, everything will be equal to -1. We want to remove our bracket. X, remember, plus times minus is going to give us minus, so we have -8 is equal to -1. I think we can now collect items. Let's collect items in this way. We'll move minus 8 to the right hand side. Okay, so x is going to be minus 8. Okay, let's say minus 1. When minus 8 crosses equality sign, it turns to plus 8. Plus 8. So our x is going to be minus 1 plus 8 is going to give us 7. It's going to give us 7. So from our calculation, our correct option here is option letter C. Our correct option is option letter C. If you have any problem on how to calculate or determine the oxidation number of any element in any molecule, whether a charged molecule or a neutral molecule, please just send me a DM. I will answer you in microseconds. I will not take time. And do well to follow Eugene TV on YouTube. Follow me on TikTok at Eugene TV 101 for more videos and more explanation on basic concepts of chemistry. Thank you and bye for now.